Yeah, it's not just the fact this is dad and you need to learn, my dad is an asshole. Yeah, he's a homicidal maniac. But he needs to understand pure Viltrumites.
If you're fighting a battle where the rules are different for the
Yeah.
other side, they're not playing by those rules. You need to meet them at that
Yes!
Welcome back to the Breakroom. Invincible episode 4 gives us a reunion of the Viltrumites, and they do what Viltrumites do best: mess each other up. What's next for our good boy Mark? We'll get into it. I'm Brandon Barrick. Who cares? Joining me today to talk about Invincible. Next time you kill him, make sure he's dead. It's Jay Washington.
I'm a corpse.
We've been weekend at Bernie'sing him this
Yeah,
whole time.
Corpses don't talk.
Not really here.
And if you want to know his secrets, read his books. It's Tom Michelsen.
Hey, joke's on you. I don't read. So
I hate reading, Tom. I'm right there with you. And finally, she lives inside of a secret lair in a bridge. It's Gina Ippolito.
It works for trolls and bug people.
I was just wondering,
I forgot about that little secret base. It was cute.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not that secret they found it, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's our mid-season finale, folks, of Invincible Season 2. We're halfway through the season, and what a half season it's been. We don't know when this show is coming back. Sometime in 2024. They haven't given us a date
They
yet.
said early 2024, but who knows?
I've heard that.
That
Is
could
that
be-
anything
that could be
before
March.
June?
Yeah,
Or is it
right.
early?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get halfway in, and
Yeah,
then it's,
I don't know.
still early.
But we'll be waiting desperately for some news of when season 2 will come out. Maybe they've already said at the end of the episode, and I just gave away the goose right here. Oh boy. Yeah, we don't know when it's coming back yet. Hopefully they'll put out some news soon. If the news has come out, cut this out of the episode. What are we gonna watch until it comes back? I don't know. We'll have 9 episodes of What If to cram into a holiday season.
gosh.
Something like that. We'll have some Echo.
Porn.
Monarchs on now.
If you want us to break down all your favorite porn,
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of
Is that
categories.
okay?
Hey, listen here. This is a whole new category in the break room I'd like to take over right now. Listen, let us know about your favorite type of porn,
It's
okay?
the break-off room.
Personally, mine's is amateur. Okay? I like to see real life people. Okay? Now, we want to know what gets your titillated titty.
break a
We
nut.
could probably
Breaking that room.
in the San Fernando Valley, you could probably find most of the Airbnbs that these things are shot.
Yes, you surely
true.
can.
Some of those rooms are very familiar looking.
You can find the actors eating breakfast sandwiches at your local hot spots.
Nice.
You can catch Mr. Marcus in Hollywood at the Popeyes with his Timberlands and baseball cap.
Evan's mad at us. We've really gotten off topic.
He did already wrote notes for that.
pacing.
Take this
He's
back.
like,
This minute to
That's
this
2
minute,
minutes I've
done.
lost already on this episode.
Yep.
End of his life.
That's right. But we'll be anxiously awaiting for the show to return, and we'll be covering it once it does. And we'll cover some other shows in the interim. Just stay tuned to the break room to find out what we're going to talk about. But right now, let's talk about episode 4 of season 2 of Invincible and recap the episode real quick. We pick up with Omni-Man's brutal onslaught of Invincible from the end of season 1. And what else can you do after you beat your son nearly to death but fly through space and cry? Really got in his feelings. I like that shot of the black hole that was like clearly taken right from Interstellar,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because that shot in Interstellar was developed by a computer algorithm of
Right.
like what they think a black hole might
And it was
look
like exactly.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, someone
Okay.
was rotoscoping in the animation department that day. No, I can't draw. Not to put them on blast. They're doing a great job. It's an illusion. It is an homage. We hear Leonard Cohen's Avalanche playing as Omni-Man drifts through the cosmos in his self-imposed exile. He rescues a damaged Thraxan ship and flies them home, and they ask him to stay. And boy, does he stay. We cut to the present, the reunion of Invincible and his father. Mark hugs him, which was like, there was this moment where it's like, were they going to fight?
Yeah.
You know,
Clenching
Mark kind of
fists.
Hey,
clenches
this man,
first.
Omni-Man clenched his fist like, well, is this what you want to do?
Round
Mark
two.
gave us a good Arthur, right? He like clenched his
Yeah.
fist, and
I mean,
Dad's
he even
like,
did one of those like flinch.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what are you gonna do, old man? Oh.
And his cape billowed and everything. It was like a, yeah.
But Mark's smart. He uses Omni-Man's real weakness, compassion.
Oh, is that his real weakness?
Well, that's what he's crying about this whole episode. After some convincing.
Is that okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get into. He admits that he's like, why am I feeling like this? After some convincing, Omni-Man gets Mark to stay, where he introduces his Thraxan wife Andressa and his new son. Mark is pissed.
Rightfully so.
Understandable.
6 months,
Bro,
right?
so
Isn't that
it's been
6 months?
6 months and you
Yeah.
moved on.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's been busy, and like
He got
He's
new-
like
he
a
got new
relationship
pet.
in L.A.
Right.
Yeah, you can't expect a superhero not to nut for 6 months.
You can nut, but you don't have to.
This is no
do it
nut
in a
November.
Fraxon.
It's no nut November.
true,
You know where you can nut when you're in space.
Not inside a grasshopper.
He can,
Listen,
obviously.
you fly through the solitude of space for 6 months
I'll
and then
beat
tell
off
me
on the
that
He
you
was ready to go in a black hole. What's the problem going in a
And
grasshopper?
then-
Do we think the black hole would have killed Omni-Man? Is
Yeah.
that do Viltrumites know that, or is it like
With as
I think
advanced
it's-
as they are, they should.
he just
it's
thinks
his
it's gonna work?
only chance. It's his only chance to like end himself.
Well, and we can circle back around this
Yeah,
as we
yeah.
keep talking, but like in the first episode of the season, when they had that like no energy and they were trying to shoot it at
right.
Omni-Man,
Oh,
that's kind of like a black hole, right? Maybe they
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Maybe this is how they'll execute him. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. Jay, keep us going on this recap.
Now, Debbie's in a lot of pain. She's hurting. Okay.
She's hungover too.
She
probably.
she
Yeah.
been drinking. She got kicked out the group. She been all this. She walking the streets into the morning hours, and then she ends up in Nolan's fake grave and gives us a tearful earful. Did you really love me? Was it real? If you can't, like, here we go. Like piss on the grave. She should have. She was drunk enough. She could have pissed on
Yeah,
it.
that's
true. The Maulers. Now they clone themselves until there's two of them again. Only the thing is, one knows now he's the original.
love this.
Because the other one
Yeah.
got up and was like, "Hey, you stupid clone." Dude was like, "Nah,
Not this
not
time.
this time." He was like, "But I have all the memories." He was like, "Look at my face, fam. We know it's different."
It makes me wonder why, like, one of them never thought before to like make a mark on their
Just
body.
get a tattoo. Yeah.
no, but
But I think we see why it doesn't work.
But in season 1, they specifically said it never works out
If
when
you know.
one of us knows.
Yeah.
So clearly they've done this before.
Which we find out we'll talk
doesn't
about
work
later.
out.
It
Yeah.
don't, because it was like, God damn it, I'm
never
inferior.
works out well.
Now, before we go back to Earth, to Thrax, excuse me, where Omni-Man has a whole new family, you lousy son of a... Our Earth friends are all struggling with their place in the world. Now, Donald, he goes to check on Debbie, and Donald finds glasses that are very just like his, and he like, excuse me, what? Then he goes and looks at the footage. Remember the footage from in season 1 when Omni-Man killed everybody in the house and then went across the street? He saw himself get his spine ripped out and says, "It was an honor, sir. Would you, sir?" He rose the hell up.
Boom.
Now, he decides to take it upon himself to cut his wrist to see if he's really a clone. What was that going to do if he'd have bled out, okay? Just a bleeding out clone or human. But he's relieved. He finds out that he bleeds. He's human. Now, the tip of the knife, though, it bent.
Yeah.
And once it bent, guess who just happens to call him on his con? Cecil was like, "Hey, Donald, get your ass up in here."
I think he knew, like, he did it in a place where he could be like, if he had bled out, he could have been like, "I need some help in here," and they would have gone.
He would have died happy, but like, I am human.
I am human.
No,
Yeah.
they've got teleportation. They could go in and be like, "Goo it up."
You
Let's
could
go
like slice
that.
your arm to see if it's blood. Like,
No,
you
you
have
gotta
to
do
go
it.
Let me ask
for
a
the
quick
measure.
question. Do you think Cecil has taken Mauler technology and cloned Donald
Yes!
multiple times?
Yes.
Oh.
This is the 90 of Donald.
This is the 90. This is the
Donald-
90 of Donald.
Yeah.
This ain't the first
One
Donald.
Donald died just slipping on the ice one time. Not even in.
That makes sense because, like, what I mean, the cleanup team leaving glasses behind. That's pretty bad. It's
Yeah.
not, they're not small. They're just sitting
I
right
have questions
there.
about this that I'll get into later. Debbie's not the only one having a hard time in this episode. Eve is also having a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
She tries to make brunch plans with Will and Amber. She's struggling to connect with someone. She can't get in touch with Mark, who's like the normal person that she would talk to about this.
Right.
So she goes for his
The
buddy.
backups?
They're like, you
They're like,
wanna go to
"Oh, he didn't
brunch?
tell you?"
Then you want to go to brunch? And she's like, I guess are you guys really
I
my only
guess.
friends? Like,
You
God,
guys are normal.
I need more friends. So she's actually staying at the old teen team headquarters and catches the villain Kill Cannon breaking in. We saw him in season 1.
Yeah.
He's got a cannon for an arm, a laser
Makes
cannon.
He's one of the first people that she fought too in the Adam Eve show.
Yeah. And she's spoiling for a fight because she has
Yeah.
had a bad week. And they fight, but in the process of stopping him, she lets an old couple fall off a bridge. Everyone's fallen off bridges in superhero properties. She didn't see this coming when she was like, "Let's go fight on a bridge." Just go to an
Right.
empty desert and fight it.
Yeah, right?
Does anybody notice? I know what Eve's problems is. Eve you need to get laid. Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna make
Think
that
about this.
judgment on Eve.
I
Mark
mean, she should
changed.
go to space and have sex with a bug.
Mark changed completely once he finally started getting some from Amber.
It just happened.
He finally changed a little bit more. You can take some. That's all it takes one time. One kiss is all it takes. You know that song? All right, continue.
She's totally scarred by this experience, so she returns home to her parents, including her crappy dad.
No, this is a weird turn.
And she's just ignoring Will and Amber. She doesn't know what else to do. She's
know
like,
what?
Dad,
Fuck
and
her
you know
daddy.
he's loving it.
I mean, is he he's an asshole, the dad, right?
Yes.
His point is like you're dangerous.
His
Which
point is
she
that
is
he is
dangerous.
an
Made
average.
a solid gold 14
I know.
karat
Yeah.
apple that was like, yo, go cash this in.
Right.
His point is that he is an average, crappy dude,
Right.
and he doesn't like that
Yeah,
his
working
daughter
Burger
is
Mart,
better
yeah.
than he is. Lastly, Debbie sadly reminisces over old family photos of Mark and Nolan, which is never a good idea. Don't look at photos of your psychopathic ex
yeah.
ever.
I just had to delete something out my phone, y'all. I'm telling you. I had them down in the download section. I was like, you got to go. Because it was too much.
Art Rosenbaum comes over. Mark Hamill, love him. Comforts her by saying that she was the strong one all along and that she never needed Nolan.
That bum.
Everyone
That
needs
bum.
an Art Rosenbaum in their life after a breakup.
Yeah, this is finally someone she can talk to, right? Like
Finally.
Cecil's not helpful,
Finally.
SOS isn't helpful.
And you know he's just as sad because he was Nolan's drinking buddy, so he's probably
Yeah,
had some
took
lonely
a
nights
way
looking
back,
at,
made his suit,
looking at
yeah.
photos
Yeah.
and separating ducks.
For sure.
Okay.
Wait, is that why the ducks are on the counter?
Yeah, actually, Evan was the one who told
Evan
us
discovered
this.
the ducks.
They're Korean wedding ducks, and when they're facing each other, it symbolizes fidelity and family. And when they're facing away, it's not good.
Yeah, it means one of them was
So she comes in and she's like, "You guys are no longer
Yeah.
in love."
They're soon they're gonna be moved to different tables. it
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like.
yeah.
This
The
duck's
ducks
a
keep
murder.
each other.
Jeez, this duck's gonna go to this planet and be next to some bug ornament.
I had no
Yeah.
fucking clue.
Yeah, that's good to know. Good to know. Well, back on Thraxa, Omni-Man tells Invincible that he needs him there to help him fight the Viltrumites. That's the real reason why he wanted him to come over. And so he almost manifests them as 3 Viltrumite soldiers appear and start attacking Thraxa just out of nowhere. Just 3 guys coming in, and one could destroy the entire planet.
Right.
Yeah, these are the ones that fucked up Alan last
Yep.
episode.
Oh, that's
you know?
right. These are the same
Shit,
3.
Hey, they
Yeah.
beat Alice's ass.
They really
one
Alan
time,
didn't
yeah.
even get
Poor Alan.
Alan didn't
Yeah.
even get a punch in. I don't think.
Right? So here they are looking for Omni-Man, but they hit the triple combo with Omni-Man, Invincible, and now his baby brother. And so he tells Invincible to fly and dress the baby out to safety. That's when
Omni-Man is an asshole. I don't know no other way to say it. You leave your family, get your son, and say, I need you to save my new chick and new kid. Your mama's a pet, but can you help me with this?
So what
is
else is he gonna do?
You got to deal with this yourself.
He needs
this
to
is-
teach his baby to fight. That's what I think. That baby should have come out just.
he should have had a
swinging.
baby
Little
knife.
Jack style?
This is the Viltrumite equivalent of asking your adult son to come help your new family move to a new house.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
it's such a slap in the
I'll pay you
face,
with
man.
pizza.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
it points to like is Invincible. If he's a hero, he has to be able to put all that aside, right? This
Compartmentalize?
this woman and this baby did not choose this. Like this
He
is
gets
what
it. He
happened
talks
to
to them for
them.
30 seconds, and he's like, "All right." I'll
Also,
say
He's a hero.
How did the physics get a lot?
We don't know.
Where did he put?
We
was
don't
it in
know.
the
Oh
back?
no! I think she squatted out an egg sack and he jerked off
I
onto
think
it.
so too.
Like fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Or
That wasn't me this time. I just want you to know, was not me. That wasn't me. Y'all was expecting that to come out of me. That was out of her. That was out of Gina.
Do you think Andressa tried to eat Omni-Man after they
Okay.
caught him?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I can't."
Do you
And
think?
also, she couldn't eat him. He's Omni-Man.
Yeah,
But do you
he's
think-
too strong, so she just like gnawed on his head, and she's
But do you
like,
think
"I guess
Omni-Man
you
tried
can
to
live."
eat Andressa?
All right.
That's when Omni-Man fights and defeats the Viltrumite soldier Lucan. That's the one where he slices his belly.
The
off.
black one.
Yeah, the black one. All his guts coming out, and he starts hanging onto his guts. Ooh, that was
Would you
cool.
say Omni-Man was? No, I'm not doing it.
Now you have to.
No, he was up in them guts.
Oh!
Yeah, I told you. I should have done it.
Evan's over there writing that
should've,
this
you
time.
Up in them guts.
So that's when Andressa and the baby run deeper to the caves, and Invincible and Omni-Man go after the 2 other Viltrumites, the other guy with the mustache and the girl with the hair knife. Invincible and Omni-Man see the carnage that the 2 Viltrumites have caused, and having killed several Thraxans, Omni-Man gets super pissed. Omni-Man starts choking Invincible, getting so upset at him, wondering why would he even care about the Thraxans, and that's when Invincible tells him that this is the way he should have felt about Earth, which is true.
This is tough.
That's
Totally
a
true.
mic drop
It's like,
moment.
you're
too.
6 months too late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Omni-Man is like,
And then so y'all can agree. I am not wrong for saying he's an a-hole.
No, 100%.
He's being an a-hole.
He's elevated a-hole now.
When he held Invincible through the train, he was an asshole. Like we already knew that was.
You choke your son and say, "Why do I care about you?"
He does not know how to process his feelings.
He grew up watching Homer choke Bart.
Right? Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, men would rather take over the universe instead of going to therapy.
This is true.
I'd rather start a new family with a bug lady.
Exactly. Then say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because he still never said
Not
it.
said it.
Mark
He's
called him
not
out,
said
and
it.
he
No,
never
he
said it.
can't. He can't.
The two Viltrumites appear, and they all have a Viltrumite showdown. Omni-Man kills the two soldiers because, like, Invincible will not do it.
Can't
He's
do
like
it.
trying to push him to do it, and Mark is not gonna like kill anyone.
He has an opportunity, and then the braid lady, who in the comics is named Thula.
Yeah, she's Thula, yeah.
She's like, and then she just
You
stabs him
hesitated.
in the
He's
gut.
very close to it. He's thinking about killing her. He's like, I don't want to be my dad. And she's like,
Yeah.
he said that.
She hit him with a quagmire, the giggity giggity.
Yeah, you know, she's like smoking unfiltered cigarettes.
Right.
You know, back on Viltrum.
I thought that this was going to be Mark's opportunity to do the Viltrumite judo chop.
Yeah,
Not this time.
I don't make as much as the other Viltrumites. This is bullshit.
I make 2/3 of the Viltrumite dollar, 70 cents.
So, but out of nowhere, Lucan shows up with an apron full of guts and kicks Omni-Man in the back and says, "It's done."
Did you hear his spine cracking?
Oh, he cracked. That dude's back is broken.
Done.
Spinal. It's a Mike Tyson thing. His
Not
back
gonna be
is
able to
broken.
impregnate any more bug ladies for a little while.
Well, I don't know. They can. Who knows how it works? We don't know how it works.
That's true.
On Thrax, the Viltrumites arrive and take Lucan and Omni-Man on. They take him away on stretchers. Omni-Man tells Invincible to remember his good deeds. And to read his books. Hey, you never read old Dad's books? With extra emphasis on checking the books. Like, if you're the Viltrumites and you hear this, wouldn't you be like, what is he talking about? This must be something.
This must be important. Let's go find these books.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the Viltrumites to them, that's nothing, because again, Nolan fathered a kid with a human.
Yeah, they think it's like all gross.
Yeah,
And
it's just
disgusting.
They're impressed at this point. They're like, all right, he held his own in this fight.
I mean,
We'll
he's got a
let him
human
do
kid,
it.
he's got a Thraxan kid. He's doing
Especially when Lucan was pushing Mark's head in with one finger.
Yeah.
I mean, he had been stabbed. You know, he's not doing all right. While we mentioned the books of Nolan, right? We see Debbie putting the books out on the curb. Cecil had said like, "Hey, you're gonna make money for the rest of your life on these books because you got a dead author." I guess that makes the books more valuable. But she's like, "No, I don't want any of this." In that pile of books, the one on the top is The Man with the Invisible Gun. Is this the secret? How to beat the Viltrumites? We don't know. We meet the Viltrumite General Krieg. He's got a cool little red eye. He checks in on Invincible. Still bloody. He says that Omni-Man will be executed, and that Invincible is now tasked with preparing Earth for a Viltrumite rule. He was impressed.
So you gotta make sure you include the fact that they told him, he said, "Don't talk, just listen."
Yeah.
Just listen. And Mark was like, he was like, wow.
Yeah.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Yeah.
Now, this was about to happen. You finna go to Earth.
Right.
He's like, look, you can
Talk about a
either.
villain introduction.
He was like, hey, bro, you can either let 1,000 people die. That's cool. But if I gotta come back here,
Yeah.
we taking out millions.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad. We do get a post-credit or a mid-credit scene where we see the Maulers resetting the balance. The clone poisoned the original. He's not even an original.
The scarred one.
The scarred one, whose body was mutilated, and we're going to start fresh. And it was a good example of why they can't know who the original was.
Yeah.
You got to both assume you're the original and the clone at the same time.
Shout out to that Run the Jewels that was playing. That's what I remember reading in the comments, people kept being like, yo, why did they not keep because that was the one thing about season 1. Whenever the Maulers were on screen, it was Run the Jewels was their back music. And I was like, when we gonna get some Run the Jewels? And there you go.
There it is.
Yeah, but also like they did like when they were like implanting deformed Rudy into young stolen DNA Rudy, and like the new Rudy was like, I didn't know which one I would be.
Right.
That's when the Maulers were like, yeah, you gotta make it that way.
Yes.
You can't, like, if one of you knows, it's bad. Also, like, 90% of the Mauler dialogue to each other is like, I'm the clone, no, I'm the clone. So, like, when you take
And they're,
that
like,
away,
ribbing
what
on
are
each
they, like,
other.
talking to each other about? Like, are they just like, ew,
So, bro, did you see that new foot? Did you see that football game on TV?
I didn't see that football game on TV.
It was amazing. You see those players? They're not like us.
No, not like us at all. No,
Because
That
I'm
was
the
my
original.
memory.
no,
of the
I'm
football
the
game.
original.
I'm the
My
original.
memory
I watched
of
the
a
game.
football
I watched the game
Do
too.
you ever
You
feel
watched
like
the
Apple
DVR.
TV
Drink
Plus
this
has
orange
the
juice.
best shows, but they don't have enough of them to justify the $8.99 cost every month?
Delicious. Well, let's talk about our biggest question from this episode. The books. Nolan telling his son, read my books.
Buy my
What's the
books.
deal with that? Has he put this, is this like...
For a second, I thought he was saying like, "Oh, I wrote some diary. I wrote in a diary and I had books." So
Right.
I thought it was gonna be that, but then I was like, "The man with the invisible gun."
Yeah, is this like some weird thing where Nolan was putting the secrets of how to kill a Viltrumite in these books because he has no good ideas on how to write a book?
He probably
he's
told the
just-
whole story. I'm sorry, Gina. Go ahead.
No, I think he's just like being a dude and is like, what's my legacy? What have I done? And then he's like, my kids hate me. One's a bug that's going to probably die in a couple years. Oh, wait, I wrote books.
Yeah. Maybe he wants him to keep writing them. He's like
Yeah,
Tom
keep it
Clancy.
going.
He's like, just
Yeah.
use my name. Keep writing the books.
I have a Rainbow Six of my own. I think what it is, he might have. I guarantee it's one of those books that's gonna have this long, drawn out to my son Mark, blah 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 blah. It's gonna say all of that, and it probably says that in every book. But I would not be surprised if at one moment he caught a moment of weakness, like he has been having, and it's like, you know, sometimes sound will mess with me, and it really will rattle my soul.
Yeah.
And he probably has started saying how to beat him, and he's put clues in each one. He never put it in one particular book. It's spread about, and because that's why Cecil can never figure out. Cecil's like, I don't know how to take him out.
Right, and he, you know, like you alluded to the sound thing, which you saw in episode 2.
Yeah, when he fought
Cecil
the
was like,
creature.
"Hey, keep a copy of that sound."
Yeah.
that works pretty well. Yeah, maybe maybe as Nolan was living on Earth, he started to feel like, maybe I should be. He's starting to have these feelings. He doesn't know how to process. So he's writing them out in the book. And it might explain how to defeat a Viltrumite or something like that, or like, hey, just throw him in a black hole.
It's funny. I didn't think it was about how to defeat him, but I think those are really good points. I thought it was maybe more of like, because again, over the years of him being on Earth, he really was starting to feel remorseful or conflicted about his whole mission. And maybe I thought it was just going to be a long kind of apology or more of like an insight into how he's feeling. And I was thinking, and that would be something for Mark to be like, okay, now I understand my dad a little bit more. But I think it makes more sense for it to be like the secret key on how to take him out or how to defeat them or what the real mission is or where the exhaust port on their Death Star is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
It
was
makes
thinking
more sense.
very Stardust, right?
Yeah.
I left a secret for you. Stardust.
The books.
They made me
Project
build
Stardust.
this giant laser that would destroy everything. I feel really bad about it, but I put a secret in there.
Stardust.
Now I will die. I tried to save you and your mother. Now I die.
Stardust.
Stardust.
Perfect.
I love
Mads
you, Mads.
Mikkelsen.
We love you, Mads. Respect. Thank God you put a hole in the exhaust port. Or else we wouldn't have a whole ass movie franchise to talk about.
Yeah.
Is this something Engstrom Levy's going to get his hands on, these books?
And now that Angstrom Levy has big head knowledge, I think he's going to get his hands on everything he can.
And big head energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dreadlock brain energy. If you will.
Right. Yeah, is this the only dimension, the term they use here, not multiverse?
Yes.
Where Nolan wrote books about how to kill him? Like every other Nolan, do you think every other Nolan had a different job?
Yeah, there was another Nolan who was a chef and he had recipes.
yeah.
Recipes on
There's a Nolan at Burger Mart that's like the secret sauce.
Remember,
Or
remember the good that I did. Remember my secret sauce.
It's like, remember the roux that I taught you how to make.
Risotto.
Remember my mushroom risotto recipe? Because we Viltrumites are allergic to mushrooms. That's a secret.
Does it really matter? Like, does Nolan matter? Does Mark need to understand Nolan at all, or does it really matter?
Because he needs to understand pure Viltrumites. That's the one.
How to stop him?
Yeah, it's not just the fact this is his dad and you need to learn, my dad is an asshole. Yeah, he was a homicidal maniac. But he needs to understand pure Viltrumites.
You know, that's true what you're saying because Omni-Man was even like, if you're not going to fight
You're not
to
ready
the
for this
death,
fight.
we're
Yeah.
not going to live.
Well, he's like, yo, you need to try to kill him.
This is not like a life lesson. I'm trying to teach you how do we survive this situation.
Yeah.
He's dead serious about it. So yeah, I think he's just trying to teach him how to fight like a Viltrumite.
Yep.
So he can actually have a chance.
Yeah, it's like altruism versus reality. Like, you want to be a good person. You want to save everyone, even the villains, even the Maulers. You want to be Batman putting them in Arkham Asylum. But like some people, if you're fighting a battle where the rules are different for the other side, they're not playing by those rules. Do you need to meet them at that level?
Yes.
No, I think that Nolan has proven, and maybe some others, maybe there's some comic knowledge that I'm not going to spill, but I think Nolan has proven that like Viltrumites can have in the right circumstances, they can be like, wait, are we the bad guys? And
But
like
does it
have
take the
a
murder of
crisis of
Thraxons to get there? Does that justify it? Is it okay?
I think you just gotta find each of their mental weaknesses. I think it's not about physical weaknesses. I think it's about mental weaknesses.
I mean, Alan alluded to, like, we got to reach the kids, right? Maybe there's other kids out there that we can convert them. Like, this generation's lost. All the Viltrumites that are thousands
Man,
of
don't
years
this
old.
sound like
they're
regular life right now? We gotta reach the kids. I mean, I'm just saying that art imitates life.
Whoa!
So you're saying that all the boomer Viltrumites have decimated all of our benefits?
They're destroying our world.
And now we need the TikTok Viltrumites to come in.
I don't know.
No, the way to take out the
TikTok-
Viltrumites is to shave their mustaches because
Oh,
that's
that
the
could be their
strength
weakness.
of their power. Yeah,
Yeah, if
you
you're
gotta
Mark,
shave the mustache.
If you're Mark and General Krieg, what was his name?
Krieg,
Krieg?
yeah.
Krieg's like, yeah, we're gonna go execute him. I'd be like, can I come watch the execution?
Yeah.
How do you execute a Viltrumite? That's
well,
what I know.
they
They're
can
gonna
kill
throw him
each
in a black
other.
hole?
They
Yeah,
can kill,
we've
so they
seen
can judo
that, like,
chop
they can-
chop each other's
Yeah, they
heads
can
off.
beat
He
each
wasn't dead.
No, but they
but
can.
in the Civil War.
Yeah, in the
that's
Civil
true.
War, they
Yeah.
showed them
When they
just
were showing they were
slicing
beating
through
the
each
dog, they
other.
were doing each other.
and
Yeah.
as far as we know, they showed a big pile of what appeared to be dead bodies, but maybe they're just like in an underground bunker.
Yeah, they're
like,
like, oh, they kill me.
One thing I noticed, obviously, they're stronger than rocks, but I noticed that when he judo chopped that one guy's belly and his guts came out, he was able to stab him with a rock, so their insides are
Yeah.
not invincible.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
what
yeah.
So that is, yeah, that's the truth. That's,
Yeah. So I think that's from the comics
Engstrom
too.
Levy,
Yeah.
he built a giant cannon, and the bullets are Viltrumites. And he goes to other dimensions, and he makes a magazine or a clip. Don't come
Yeah.
after me, gun people. Of Viltrumites. You plug it
Yeah.
into the Viltrumite cannon,
And they
you
come
shoot
out
at another
and they're
Viltrumite.
like judo hands are
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Tie him up like that.
So that's the thing, though, for the people who are going to say
Great.
about the
And they're like
comics.
this.
The people in the comments going to talk about the comics. It does say that they are only invincible on the outside.
Oh, okay. This is
So they're
like
gonna,
Thanos.
they're gonna,
Like,
do that,
yeah,
they're gonna
Yeah,
shoot.
or
They're gonna
Luke
say they're gonna
Luke Cage, yes.
load up little Ant-Man and shoot them out
In
their
the anus.
every
Yeah.
orifice.
In the booty hole.
Yeah.
Sorry, Evan. I just wanted to yell out, in the booty hole.
Write that down. Write that time down. Well, before we get to more of our questions about this episode, we want to give a quick shout out to our good friends at Boxu, and thank you for sponsoring them.
Woohoo.
For sponsoring the break room today. What's a Boxu? This a Boxu, okay? It's a premium Japanese snack box. They work with family businesses all over Japan to deliver a new theme of authentic Japanese snacks every month. And beyond snacks, each Boxu comes with a booklet that teaches you a little bit about the theme and where the snacks come from. Cute, it's got pictures, it's so well designed, it's beautiful. This all helps you have a deeper appreciation for what it is you're eating, where it comes from, what it's made of. The first box of any Boxu subscription is Seasons of Japan. And after that, you'll receive a new theme each and every month with curated seasonal snacks. Boxu makes a great gift for any foodie you know, and you know what? It's a time of year when people give gifts. I don't understand it. Someone explain it to me. If you want to give the gift of authentic Japanese snacks and support our channel, click the link in the description and use code Rockstars to get $15 off your first Boxu order. That's Rockstars for $15 off your first order from Boxu. And thanks for sponsoring us today. We also invite you this holiday season to check out nerdriot.shop for a ton of great merch to celebrate some of the recent Marvel releases. There's this awesome Loki shirt that's new that we designed around the God of Stories to celebrate the finale. Look at that. Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
That's legit.
Oh, that's brand new, baby. We also got this adorable Flurkin shirt.
What size is that Flurkin shirt?
This one is double XL. Sorry, Jay. Look at these Flurkins.
Your
Aren't they
shoulders
There's a
Yeah,
back
one
too,
double.
right?
There's a back.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, I
my
didn't know there was a
God.
back to the shirt.
It's adorable.
Look at these Flurkin cats.
That's right. We got Meownica Rambo. We got Carol Danvers and Kat Malakan. Aren't they just so cute? Show off your
Amazing.
Flurkin love.
Amazing.
And get a shirt. And we're going to have a Black Friday sale. I think it's happening right now as we speak. On the inside of a Black Friday sale.
Oh my god! It's the only way to kill Omni-Man.
It's the only way. Right now through Monday, November 27th, buy one thing on our holiday page and get the second for 15% off. That's 15% off. And check back on Cyber Monday for some extra deals as well.
Say it again.
Cyber Monday. How did we let that happen, folks? How did we let them take our Monday and call it Cyber Monday?
It took our Mondays.
Took our Monday away from us.
Mondays.
We used to just have Thanksgiving and then it was nothing. And then it was Thanksgiving and now we got to
Small
line up
Business
at
Saturday?
Best Buy. Oh, that's so
I blame Garfield. field.
Yeah, and do Mondays and Cyber Mondays and Tuesdays, Techie Tuesdays. I don't know. Small business.
Nope,
Wednesday.
not gonna say that.
I don't know.
Nope.
You know what? Give the
Please
gift
don't.
of
Nope,
love
nope,
this
baby.
holiday season.
Titty Tuesdays?
Yeah,
Tuesdays.
I like Gina say it.
I
Was
know,
it?
I know how Jay's brain works.
I have to finish this read. Everyone be clean. Grabbing a tea from Nerd Riot is a great way to support the break room, so either click the link in the description below or head on over to nerdriot.shop right now. Take advantage of those awesome deals. Another question I wanted to talk about today with you fine folks. What happened to Andressa and Mark's baby brother? I mean, they're obviously still alive. We didn't see him get out of the cave, but this is going to be a big deal.
no.
going
She
forward.
said he grows up. Said his life is only a year. Technically,
No, her
Well,
life
his-
is
her life. Well, yeah, her
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
I'm sorry, her life is
But
only
he
a year.
still is growing fast, but maybe not as
going
fast.
Not as
fast,
fast.
but
They
I
said
think-
by tomorrow
yeah.
he would. The next day he would been talking already.
Yeah, well, she said, yeah, we expect his first words any day now. I think he'll sort of hit a point and stop aging.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe like
okay.
Mark, you know, like a teenager type situation.
Yeah. Like I think because we know that like Mark will live for thousands of
Yeah.
years. That's what his dad tells him. But he grew up at like a normal rate.
Right.
So
Because he wasn't
He'll,
like a
like,
12-year-old in college.
Right.
Yeah, he'll hit
Right.
an age and just kind of stop. for
Yeah,
a
like
long
or
time.
like he'll hit an age and he'll
Once the
still
mustache
live
comes in, you
for-
stop.
Then
Yeah.
you stop growing, exactly.
can't grow anymore. Why?
Samson.
mustache is here.
Samson rules with the hair.
I think she says that like this is where we come to hide when
Right.
shit goes wrong. So I think that they've had time to like make a nice little bug cave out of it. Like there's like a lava lamp.
It looks really rudimentary for like the hiding
no,
spot.
when you
It's
go
like-
deep in there, it's like you got
Okay.
a mini fridge, you got a lazy.
You got to make it
boy.
look like not a hiding
You
spot.
also got to remember, Omni-Man was the emperor. The
monarch, yeah.
He was the head of it. So he's not only is it probably a dope ass crib inside the cave. There's some other things as well. So probably he can make, you know what I'm saying, the kid can make a suit when he gets
all
himself
the
a
copies
name.
of his book.
Yeah.
Golden toilets.
Read my
Yeah.
books.
Oh, my books.
Andressa, have you read the books yet?
What's the Thraxan version of a bidet? Like, 'cause if you're an emperor, you got to have a
It's
bidet.
a
yeah.
Q-tip.
Oh, nice.
Ugh.
Gets it clean. I was thinking that either that there's two possibilities. One, we know that one Viltrumite lived, holding all his guts.
Yeah.
He could have easily gone over and like judo chopped them. But let me go now. Let me go outside and do
Oh,
this.
I think he was not even concerned with them
That's
at
true.
that
He
point.
wanted to go that, or
Yeah.
you know, maybe when he wanted to go judo chop him, the kid now aged enough to stop his fist and be like,
Yeah.
"Not my mom," you know? Yeah, what something like that? Because
Yeah.
who knows how fast he's aging? Yeah, crack, and he'll break his neck or something.
Is this the end of Thraxa though? Because if Mark can't just stay here and guard this planet and Earth,
I
right?
mean, I think that the Viltrumites are so like they're so done with it at this point. They probably think maybe Andressa's dead, or they're just like, we'll come back later. And
yeah,
Or
or
does
does
it
they
even
want that
matter?
baby?
also,
Yeah.
how's Mark getting home? His dad.
That's
was
what
like,
I was
"You can't
thinking
get home
about."
from here, so I guess like he can go and like borrow a Thraxan ship.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you got to remember, they were never coming to take over Thraxan.
Yeah,
They
just
were-
wanted Omni.
They
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
wanted
that's true.
Omni-Man. So to them, it's like, remember, he was like, these are creatures. They're lesser than anything.
Oh, that's true. They probably don't even want him in the Viltrumite
No,
empire,
they're
right?
Yeah, they just touch him and they break.
Oh, okay.
Also, Lucan is the only one that knows he has a kid.
Right.
So like we see them take Lucan away. So
Yeah.
clearly he's alive, but he's looking rough.
Yeah.
So maybe like he'll wake up from a coma and he'll be like, "There's another bug
There's a
kid."
purple-
on the
yeah, purple
cave."
kid.
The other two Viltrumites never know. They never find out. It's only Lucan. So
Okay.
if Lucan doesn't survive, then that knowledge dies
Oh,
with him.
and you know the amount of bugs they killed. Maybe there's not even enough to make a new population, right? like they tore through them
dark,
so
Tom,
much.
dark.
Hey, I'm just calling it like I see it. I was like, look at those bodies, they're done.
I mean, it is true. They only have they have such a short lifespan.
Right.
If they can't get some eggs going, they will
Yeah,
wipe
I
out
bet
pretty
they have
soon.
like a stockpile of eggs, like in their freezer or
I
something.
mean, they was running through everywhere else. They wasn't looking for no freezer.
Yeah, they keep a freezer full of eggs.
Somebody go open up the Frigidaire real quick. Put on the babies.
They're behind the Eggos.
Yeah.
We got the babies behind the Eggos and the cream and the spinach that ain't nobody ate. You know that frozen spinach that everybody got in the back of their freezer.
I just wonder what Nolan's plan was the whole time. It was like, well, when I need Mark, I'll just call for him. Like, it wasn't
no.
building up defenses or anything
No, he
like
was
that?
not.
Or
He was not
he thought he would
planning
never
it
be
out.
found?
He was not planning it out. He
was
was
stressing.
so broken.
Yeah.
Even Andressa says like it was so hard to know him. Like he was
yeah.
so sad. I think he was just
She didn't
like,
read his
I
books."
guess I can always throw myself into a black hole. And then he started tongue kissing a bug, and he was like, all right, I guess
He's
I'll do
like,
this for a
whoa.
little
Can
while.
anybody ask the question? Who cut his hair?
I don't think his hair grows. Oh wait, you're right.
Remember Nolan when he saved the Thraxons, his beard was grown in, he was scraggly and everything. Then all of a sudden Mark came and he faded up and everything, like, and Dresser was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make sure I take care of my hair."
It's in the book. It's in the book how to do it.
And he probably used a knife or something.
He does it with his judo.
Yeah.
Like that.
What is
Super
he, Hancock?
fast.
Remember Hancock, and when he was in prison, he was shaving himself like this.
We don't do an episode of this show without you referencing Hancock. I swear to God.
Son,
the only
son,
movie you've
remember
ever
my
seen.
good deeds.
You
Watch
gonna let me have my Hancock moment, Brandon? Goddamn.
Are you getting paid by Hancock Productions?
All
What's
the
happening
clues are
over
in
here?
it.
Sometimes you gotta have goals, and the goal is to be in a sequel. So if I mention the movie enough,
I love it. It's so good. I'm gonna ask this question even though it's bullshit. Is this the last of Omni-Man? Of course it's not the last of Omni-Man.
You gotta ask it in like a.
This was the finale.
last of
We're
Omni-Man?
done.
Is this the last?
Tune in
We'll never
next
see
week.
Omni-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we don't want to spoil the comic books, but this
they're gonna be in the comments anyway, spoilers.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ain't no way it's then.
Guys, we
this won't be the
know
end.
the comics. You don't have to come into the comments and be like,
Well,
actually.
If they read the issue right there, Omni-Man's gonna do this, and he's gonna be in a Viltrumite wheelchair. Like,
This is a breakdown of the show, not the comics.
I
okay,
think
guys?
this is like an interesting. We won't talk comics, but like, this is an interesting problem I think Amazon has with their superhero shows, with like The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
That show without Homelander, I don't know, right? Like, when they eventually kill Homelander.
I mean, that was Gen V, and we love that.
Right, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Homelander showed up. Oh, maybe this is
You
spoiler
can
for
spoil
people who
it,
watch
it's
that.
fine.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. But like, Homelander's like such a great element of that show. If you kill him, what do you do with that show? You have to bring in someone else. How do you do Invincible without Omni-Man?
easy. It's worse people than Omni-Man that are members of the
I
film.
guess, but like Omni-Man's the fun of it.
Right. I don't think Omni-Man's done. His legs might be done, but I don't think he's done.
Ooh, like a Robo Omni-Man.
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
like
Like
an
an Xavier
Xavier
Viltrumite
Omni-Man.
wheelchair.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
keep
Yeah.
rolling.
I mean, we saw
But-
him recover after the Guardians of the Globe put him into a coma.
Yeah.
Put him
True.
in. They beat his.
Yeah,
But I think it was also letting himself get beat up a little in that
He
fight,
had to,
right?
yeah,
so it
that's
looked
true.
like he lost that
Oh,
fight.
I don't
too.
know.
No.
I
He did
thought
on
it-
purpose. Remember, he
yeah.
because he needed to let himself look like he got beat up.
Oh,
because
He can't look like he's-
But I don't think he meant for himself to get that.
I was gonna say,
badly
it looked like they
beaten
got
up.
some actual hits in.
Yeah.
Like,
especially
okay,
Immortal.
okay.
Immortal was like, I'm gonna tear your ass up. But I think
Omni-Man.
there are worse. I back to what you were saying, Brandon, originally. If you lose Omni-Man, yeah, does it suck a bit for the storyline?
The
Absolutely.
Viltrumites will always be a problem.
You got
Yeah.
you got Krieg, you got Conquest, you got a bunch of other people that's coming.
Yeah.
And like they are worse because they don't have any feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got somebody, oh, I don't know why I care about you. You as a kid. I got to watch you play baseball and your mama made good music and then she did this thing from the back. Like that's
That was a good
Omni-Man.
impersonation, actually. Wow, that's pretty good.
That's what I said.
Omni-Man. Yeah, that was
Your
flawless.
mama did the twerk thing on the birthday. Like,
It's like I'm watching J.K. Simmons, right?
but that's what with
Wow, amazing.
he's Debbie used to go ahead and bust it open.
Watching JK.
Wow.
It's a script that says Debbie used to bust it open for me, Mark.
I remember that part.
Read my books. They're just
Read
like
my books.
intense
All erotica.
sexual
It's all
erotica.
intense erotica about him and his mom.
But
Oh,
but
God.
again, but with him gone, Debbie has to figure out how to move on in life.
Yeah.
Because if you keep him around, you keep dragging that out, you keep doing that emotional pain with her, she's going to go through it one way or another. But now you can move on to what are the bigger threats, because Omni-Man isn't the biggest threat.
Right.
Right.
You
I
know.
mean, just when we thought he was bad, when Krieg comes along and it's like,
Yeah, we
we're
always
like,
have General
in one
Krieg.
sentence, it's like, oh wait, we thought Omni-Man was bad. He is not that bad
Tool
compared
is
to these
mad.
guys.
Also, we got
Jeez.
that Allen episode mostly didn't have Omni-Man
Oh,
in it. It
yeah.
was still a grand old time.
We got old
I
Peter
think
Cullen
it-
being a traitor.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
think he's the
exactly.
mole, but there could be
No, he's
someone
the mole.
else is a mole.
He's the
as
mole.
well, but he's definitely working with the
He
Viltrumites.
called some when he called, look, when you sorry, Alan.
It's time to roll
It's
out.
time
I mean,
to
here's the thing.
die.
I know
Maybe
some
he's trying to move in on
comic
Talia, you know
stuff.
what I mean?
I know some comic stuff about this storyline, so I won't spill it. But
I think
Gina's like, but this is a waste of conversation.
you guys are dumb. That's what I'm saying.
I think Thanos was trying to move in on Alan's girlfriend and was getting Alan out of the way.
Alan, you can't have that. That is mine. Till all have come. Too long.
Louise. Well, and we also have Engstrom Levy, right? Like,
Yeah.
they set him up as the big bad.
And we didn't get much of him.
Right. Like, they did this in season 1, too, where you get a lot of red herrings.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
What the main villain's going to be. But the main villain, it's ourselves.
But do you want him to be? Did you want Angstrom to be in every single episode?
No,
No,
of
but
course
he was
not.
in like he was
We just
probably
haven't seen him
in
in a
like
while.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
The man has a dread brain. Okay, he has to accept this right now.
His brain's a mess.
He will never
Yeah.
be loved. He is now batshit crazy, and he is hell bent on destroying Invincible.
Yeah.
At this moment, when y'all edited, that's the part that should have came up with the Invincible thing in the screen. He's dead on destroying Invincible. You know that part.
And if they find a way, right, to stop the Viltrumites, whether it's this null energy or whatever it is, in theory, Angstrom can then share it with like every dimension.
Yeah.
And you can wipe out the Viltrumites across all dimensions. Is that a good end game for them, or do you need the Viltrumites?
I
In any
think-
world, do you
yeah.
need the Viltrumites?
I mean, Angstrom Levy doesn't even seem like he's focused on the Viltrumites. It seems like
No.
he
Just
has
Mark?
funneled his rage into just Omni-Man and Mark, and that is it. I'm more curious to find out what made the Mark of those dimensions different than the Mark. I think
made
it's
them
Debbie.
break bad.
I think like in the
Yeah,
other
that's a
dimension
good-
she wasn't around, because even in this episode, Mark Hamill Art says like, you were always the strong one. You're the reason that we're not like enslaved by the Viltrumites.
Or
right now."
worse.
Yeah. And like he's right. Like we see when Mark was a kid, Debbie is the one that's like, "Hey, go easy on our son, motherfucker." Like when
Right.
his dad's like, "Wow, this is a waste of time." Like she's the one that's like raising him to be a good person. So I think in those other dimensions, I'm curious to see like why that
That
Mark
would
was
make
like,
sense,
"Yeah,
actually.
sure, I'll take over Earth with you, Dad."
Ooh, Debbie's a deadbeat mama in other dimensions.
Oh.
You know, he. I lost my train of thought.
Guys, think about the ducks.
Think about the
about the
ducks.
And
Debbie's
where can I subscribe?
Don't you edit this out, everyone. I'm watching producer Evan write shit
Right,
down.
so many
Don't you
times.
edit
Yeah.
nothing. You are a horrible individual. Don't you take the fun away from this video.
So what-
People want to know about Debbie's feet.
But no, in different universes, in different dimensions, as they're called, Debbie probably is not. She's not the same person
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
or
not.
she died, or she's
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's what I was
She
gonna say.
died.
I love how much time they're spending on her in
Yeah.
this season, giving her character an arc and showing the pain of.
It's
of this-
Sandra. Oh, you gonna give
yeah.
us some time?
Right,
Yeah.
and so it makes sense if in other universes she wasn't around, didn't give a shit. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Debbie did coke in one universe. And,
Yeah, instead of being a-
Mark
being a
came
borderline
home and Debbie
alcoholic.
had a whole needle.
And he's dead.
But I
yeah.
think it's
I saw
worth
that
noting
universe.
that Debbie's montage sort of mirrors Nolan's montage in this, right? Like
Yes.
so Nolan is like
Broken people.
is like, yeah, they're both broken, and both like, and at one point Nolan is like, I'm gonna throw myself into a black hole, and the only thing that stops him from killing himself is like the Thraxans in need, and him being like, I guess I'll do this.
Having a
But
purpose,
Debbie, when
yeah.
she's looking out over traffic, she doesn't have that, so she decides consciously like not to kill herself. So she is stronger than
She
Nolan.
is.
I
She is stronger. Well, it's time to play the game that we play every episode here in our Invincible After Show. We know Invincible is physically invincible, but who in this episode was the most emotionally invincible?
Oh.
Who would like to go first? Does anyone
Oh,
have
this
one?
is easy. I'll go first.
Okay.
It's Debbie.
Yeah.
Debbie is like,
she's done it.
Like she just had like what she thought was her one hope last night.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, if you come around, we're gonna kill you, bitch.
Yeah.
And she's like, uh-oh. Even this like support group has shoved me out. She's not even wearing shoes. Do you know how gross that is in a city?
That is pretty gross.
At first I was like, oh, she must just be holding them and she's doing like a walk of shame. But no, she discarded
Chicago,
them.
right? She's one.
Hey,
First of all, don't you
Oh, damn.
disrespect my city.
Would you walk around
Jay,
barefoot?
what bridge
Absolutely
is that?
not.
Jay, what bridge is that they fight on? What bridge is that they fight on?
Where? In Chicago?
That they're fighting on, that even...
No, that's not Chicago.
That's not?
No, that's a different bridge.
Well then, fuck
It's
it.
a made-up bridge.
Yeah,
made-up
that's
bridge.
like New York or California. That's not Chicago at all.
It looks very Golden Gate.
Golden Gate. That's what I thought it was
Well, I
San
don't-
Fran.
Okay.
I guess maybe it is. I don't know.
But yeah, I think like she proves this episode, she's separating ducks, she's crying at graves,
Yeah.
she's asking all the questions.
Tough. She's definitely tough.
Like, and then at the end, she's like, I don't need that fucker. And
I mean,
packs
I
up
would
his
still
stuff.
take the money.
She,
Take the
yeah,
money.
yeah.
Oh yeah, at least. Yeah.
Look, ain't that much pride in the world. Look,
I
see,
know. I would
just-
take the money. This is like starving artists, though. This is like we're like, yeah, take the money.
Here's to the wrong people
She's
who
a
take the money.
career
Yeah.
woman. She like puts on her business suit. She's like, I will sell this house today.
You can sell that house with some money in your bank account.
This is old ass Rose throwing the heart of the ocean like diamond
No,
back
fuck
into
that
the
old
thing.
lady.
That's bullshit.
I
Just
hate
sell
that
it.
old lady.
Just sell it.
So,
Give it to you have
Thank
kids.
you.
Give
Thank
it to
you.
them.
Thank you.
So stupid.
Thank you.
I like Debbie as an answer, but I'm gonna go with Omni-Man, not for the obvious reasons, because you gotta be pretty stone cold to make out with a bug. Just saying. Like, I was when they started tonguing, I was like, oh, this must be some like Rick and Morty greeting. Maybe it's like the bug. And she's like, this is my life partner for the next 6 months and the last 6. Like, I was like, damn, I'm not gonna do like that, and to do Mark like that.
But listen,
And Debbie like that. Like,
here's the thing. That is the easiest relationship in the world because you know that person is dying in a year. I would
Yes, it
honestly-
is.
No.
Yes, it is.
If I could date a dude that I knew would live for 1 year, I would.
Damn it, so I can't shoot my shot because I got about 20, 30 more years left of my life. But we can.
Wait.
Call me when you're
You done on my
diagnosed with
deathbed?
an illness.
But good for him for looking past the bug eyes and the thorax
Beauty is only
and
skin
the
deep, I guess?
mandibles. But I guess if a bug has a tongue, I guess then there's a lot of things that he can
I
enjoy.
think
Who
because
knows? I don't know.
their life cycle is so fast, they fooled her around once, and the kid was like there the next morning, and
was
he was
like,
probably like,
I'm sorry,
I guess
but
I stick
I'm
around
just saying-
now.
I'm
Did
just
y'all
saying-
watch the movie Species? Remember the movie Species?
yeah,
She was
yeah.
right. She
Yeah.
was like, I'm pregnant. He was like, bitch, what are you talking?
He got like really hammered one night and was like, "Oh God, that'll never happen."
I'm just saying, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, "Where's that black hole? I can't do this. I got my family. I gotta
go
go
get
find this
some,
black hole. I just gotta go."
No,
and
my
just
mom
throw
man like,
myself-
listen, so y'all got Thraxin Plan B?
Yeah, it's in the freezer.
It's in Thraxin Plan B.
Next to the egg.
Next to the eggs.
Next to the egg.
Freezer. Yeah, next to
Jay,
the
who was the
egg.
most emotionally invincible this episode?
The most emotionally invincible is not Debbie. It's not Omni-Man.
Okay.
It is Andressa. She is
Andressa.
Okay.
Here's why. She is a home wrecker who don't give a
Oh.
shit.
She didn't know.
does.
She is
She did not know about her.
She is Alicia Keys in this situation.
No.
She found. listen to me. She said she told Mark, "Hey." When he told me his story, by the time he told me you still got a whole family, I was like, "Welp, I'm into this already."
In her defense, that was a year later. When the time she heard the story from Omni-Man, she had already aged a year. So
yeah.
she's like, "I'm committed."
Day
This
by
is
day,
Already,
she's
I'm
like,
in this.
She's like, I'm dying in a week. I can't find a new man
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
She's like her feet.
And then here's the messed
He's
up
the
part.
monarch.
Here's the
the
messed up part too. There was guaranteed a dude on Thraxin who that day before the ship almost blew up was finna shoot his shot. He
was,
didn't
yeah.
love Andressa. He's finna tell her everything.
Want some bug flowers,
I want some
yeah.
bug flowers. Probably finna give us some bug
Bug
honey.
music, yeah.
All this thing was gonna play some little bug Kenny G. And then here come Omni-Man.
Here's the thing. I just thought of this. Like, so Andressa says he saved my life, which means she was one
She
of
was
the
on
ones
the ship.
that ship.
Yeah, on that
There
ship.
were 2 adults and 2 kids.
You know,
on
she
that
was a
ship.
kid.
So she was a kid.
She was
when-
Look at the, they showed the
Omni-Man
outfit. She has the
is
same
stone cold.
outfit.
Yeah. So she was like, had just been born like 3 days ago. She was like, a man saved my ship. I'm his wife
She's
now.
like, "When I grow up, I want to marry you." Yeah. And he's like, "Okay."
But no, but it's like, yeah, she was a kid on the ship.
Yeah.
That's why they showed her outfit. Because she's wearing the same thing when she's older and now has a child.
But you don't know, maybe all the Thraxin women shop at the same store.
It was another Thraxin with titties on the ship that didn't have that shirt on.
Yeah, I think she was the daughter of the family.
TJ
and
Thrax.
then-
Yeah.
TJ.
There you go.
you should go.
But no, you have that. But then I think, like I said, Andressa for me because you find out, hey, I got a kid with dude now. I love him. Oh yeah, you the other son. Hey, make sure I'm safe. Like that's it. She was the most emotionally. She didn't break. She didn't be like, I can't do this. I can't do this,
Yeah.
Nolan.
She's
It's
like,
your
"I'm gonna
other
be in the
baby."
middle of this." She's like, "No problem. When's he coming over?"
When's he coming
Can't
over?
wait to meet him.
She was like, oh, did I? And then she was
Did
like,
I say something wrong?
Did I misspeak?
I think on the opposite end of the spectrum, you've got Adam Eve, who's clearly having a breakdown, and
yeah.
Donald, who I think when we see him again is gonna be in rough shape.
Yeah.
He's not doing well. You're all wrong. The most emotionally invincible character this episode is Kill Cannon. The man knows what he wants and he goes for it. He's got a gimmick and he lives it. He's got it
He lives
all
his-
figured out, baby.
his best
Looks like a
self.
freak, but he's happy.
He's happy. All right. That's a good one.
That's how it is. Well, that's it for us today. A big thank you and shout out to Erica Wusu for helping us write today's episode. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel right here on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch, where we go live every weekday at 3 p.m. for more videos like this. And again, we'll keep covering the show when it comes back. But let's find some other shows to talk about in the meantime. Tell us what you're watching in the comments. Let's get on a new train, folks. Would everyone like to say their socials before we leave? Because I didn't let you do it last week.
Thank God I wasn't here. I'll say it. Mr. J. Washington across the board. Every place, even that godforsaken wasteland that is X or Twitter. Please follow me on Instagram. Please, I need to get these numbers up.
Get his numbers up.
Please, God, listen, I'm so serious. I have lost 4 jobs because I ain't got enough numbers.
Oh, what?
Yes. I need y'all to follow on Instagram and TikTok. You ain't even got to like nothing. Just follow me, please. I need to be over the numbers. Also, check out the BBC Club podcast. That's the Black Boy Content Club, Gina.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, but also...
We know what you're doing, Jay.
That's the name of it. It's the Black Boy Content Club, but I called it it's the BBC Club. You know what? We everywhere.
You can find me at Tom on the Mic everywhere, but give Jay some follows. His videos are really funny, and one of them went viral recently. You were saying, right?
And one has got one of my reaction videos got 4.8 million views right now.
Boom.
What a
One of my video has 13 views. So
Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm at Gina Ippi everywhere. I don't care if you follow me on Instagram. It's mostly photos of my cat and Disney foods that I ate.
Heck yeah.
But you can also follow, I host a G.I. Joe podcast called Knowing is Half the Podcast.
Dope.
If you like G.I. Joe and other 80s cartoons, give us a listen
Why
to
have I
where
not been
people
invited to
listen
this?
you're welcome.
Because I would talk Thundercats, Silverhawks, Tiger
yeah.
Sharks, G.I. Joe, Mask.
Yeah, come
Listen,
on.
let's go.
We'll hash it out
80s
after the show.
cartoons.
Yeah.
And follow me by reading my books. Thanks, everyone. We'll check you next time. Late SK is goodbye.